What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to give you a overview of what happened with SoFi, go over some of the data points, what shorts did, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, round of applause, it was able to close above $11. I think once again, a lot of people were really watching very closely if there was going to be some kind of suppression based on that and have it close at $10.99, but luckily enough, it doesn't look like shorts did all that much to try to bring it down, so that's kind of surprising. But it did close 1.07% in the red, and I think that was just more so the broader market, a lot of the data points, a lot of volatility though. So first thing, it did have a dip to $10.81, and then the high for today was $11.22. 37.1 million for volume, 52.1 is the average. No news associated to SoFi, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. A couple of new analyst ratings did come out, so I'll go over that in a second. And as far as data points that did come out today, you had non-farm payroll very low, but that was somewhat excused due to the hurricane. Unemployment very good, so 4.1 versus 4.2 the forecast. And then ISM manufacturing wasn't the best, so when this did come out, it kind of caused a little bit more of a dip. So 46.5 the actual, 47.5 the forecast, so still below 50, showing more of a contraction occurring in the broader market. So but then again, the market doesn't seem to really worry all that much, and can you blame it? A lot of companies such as SoFi hit phenomenal earnings, so yeah, it is what it is. But shorts though did return 1.04 million shares, and that works out to be grand total 16.77% of the free float being shorted. And so shorts, based on this, like I said, shorts didn't really do all that much. They returned pretty much morning, and then they just sat. They didn't really do anything whatsoever. So kind of random. Like I said, I was anticipating shorts to be somewhat active, especially going over to the options. Like I was anticipating for them to push it below $11 because there was 30,000 in open interest. So I'll go over options first, but 14,000 or 14 million in calls, 2.27 million in puts. 51% of all the options being done today were bearish though. So of the calls that were purchased today, you see a consensus for it to be above, looks like $12 for the foreseeable future. And then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub $10. But with today being Friday, this is the open interest and how it does look. So you have 4,000 at 850, 8,000 at 9, 7,000 at 950, 42,000 at 10, 19,000 at 1050, and then 30,000 at 11. Everything above that, regrettably, expires worthless. So that's kind of the downside of options. But aside from that, all of that is going to be in the money, meaning market makers are going to be covering a lot of that. Whether it become Monday, pre-market, after hours, even today. So that equates to roughly about 7, possibly even 8 million shares. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like I said, the fact that shorts didn't make even any attempt to bring it below $11. So something just to keep in mind. But these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So relatively quiet in comparison to kind of yesterday. So you had some selling right here, one big one, 3.05 million, some buying, kind of mixed all over the place, nothing really crazy. Like I said, dark pool was rather active, so this is where a lot of big money does kind of place their orders, as well as shorts. So I'm starting to give you guys more updates associated to kind of dark pools and stuff like that. But when it comes down to today, there was a couple new analyst ratings. Still, 2 amigos haven't given ratings yet. So one was Compass Point and the other one was Wedbush. So most likely they'll be giving them ratings next week. I don't know, unless they once again just cower in a corner. But 2 new ones did come out. So after my video yesterday, it looks like UBS did give a hold 1050 rating. Timothy, who has a 51% success rating. Then Ken from DBS, who has a 71% success rating, so pretty good for that, gave a buy and $11 price target. So as a consensus, because of those kind of lower ones still dragging it down, $9.77 is that price target, and that does represent a 11.54% downside. But like I've been saying, the technicals are looking good. Even though a lot of data points this week wasn't all that great and you've had a lot of volatility, SoFi has been able to really fight back and hold on. So it still is above the ALMA. Super trend is looking bullish. 50, 100, and 200 day moving average is above all of those. And even because of all this volatility, the stochastic RSI it kind of shows a bearish deviation, but it is rather kind of arguably oversold. So like I said, I think there is a lot more upside coming. I brought up the Elliott Wave technicals yesterday, so it is pointing for it to kind of hit that $14 range in the short term. So yeah, honestly, I think SoFi is one of those diamonds in the rough, and it finally took a long time, but I think Wall Street is finally seeing SoFi for the value it truly is. But what do I know, right? I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do whatever floats your boat. Based on this, with it at 11.03 or closing at 11.03, it is trading between these 2 points, so the pivot and the R1, sorry, 11.05. So pivot and R1, $10.83 is that strong support, and conveniently it did bounce off of that general area. So going into the next couple of trading days, we at least know that's a good support level. Flip side, $11.28. And kind of that was roughly the high. So in reality, just trading between these 2 points, and nothing wrong with that. I think in reality, SoFi has done absolutely phenomenal over the last 1 month, up 42.42%. Over the last 6 months, up 59.61. So, and options is still pointing for more upside. Technicals are still pointing for more upside. And there is still roughly, going over here, there is $2.01 billion still in SoFi through shorts. So a lot of people are still kind of calling for a big squeeze to come. I don't really see that coming, possibly. Of course, elections are right around the corner. So Anthony's been very vocal. So if Trump does win, he obviously said that SoFi's underlying business and just the general economy would do better. So possibly that might be the next big catalyst for SoFi, possibly just to kind of propel it higher. But honestly, I think even if it just trades flat for the next little bit, I'm good with that. It's ran up quite a lot. And like I said in the past, if you have a lot of volatile stocks such as SoFi, you can always do options, make a lot of money off of that, doing premiums. Even this week, I ended up doing 12, and prior to the earnings, I did $15. So I sold covered calls on both of those. Expired worthless, easy money. Not a lot of money, but it's still, regardless, good money. So definitely something just to kind of consider. So if you don't know options, highly suggest in researching them, add it for a to-do list this weekend. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Have you been buying over the last little bit? Have you been selling? Based on today, interesting point, it actually shows retail was getting out. So once again, are you guys part of that group, or did you buy? Big money clearly was just sitting back and all that fun jazz. So maybe that kind of matches with the overall lower volume. But then again, I think algos were very active today across the board. And you can tell that based on all this barcoding. All this barcoding is just algos trading back and forth to each other. So yeah, it is what it is. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully everyone has a good weekend ahead of them. Stay tuned for my weekend video where I go over some expectations for this upcoming week and things to kind of consider. And one final thing, if you like my channel, like my SoFi content, want to support the growth of the channel, definitely consider joining as a member. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.